Hi everyone, it's Jennifer from Fiberflux. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a super fast braided T-shirt yarn headband. This requires no special tools, and it's a great way to use up some of these little leftovers of your T-shirt yarn that you might have that are maybe too small for another project. This requires no sewing, no gluing, no hooks, no needles, just some masking tape or your favorite tape, and a pair of scissors and your T-shirt yarn. I made my own T-shirt yarn. You can purchase this commercially. I will also provide the link on how to make T-shirt yarn. It's really fun and easy to do also, and I have a full tutorial of that as well. So all you're going to do, I have 3 colors, and you can make yours solid. You can make yours really in any colors you like, but I thought 3 colors would be fun, and it's what I had. So what you're going to do is I have a purple, green, and a blue, and you're going to take your strands, and you're just going to tape them down so that way you can braid. So we're going to go ahead and take some masking tape and just tape those down really, really well. I'm actually going to use a couple of pieces of this just to make sure it's nice and secure on here. So once everything is taped down, you're ready to braid. So I have my yarn, I've wrapped it in a little bit just so it's not all jumbly and tangly. So what you're going to do is you're just going to start braiding. If you've never braided before, you're just basically crisscrossing these 3 strands. Now there's lots of fancy braids out there. There's fishtail braids, there's braids with 4 strands and 5 strands, but we are keeping it super simple today and just doing our 3 strands. So if you notice, I'm keeping these this yarn wound into this ball as much as possible, and that keeps things nice and neat because you're working with all this yarn here. So just try and keep everything wrapped up. So I'm going to go ahead and keep braiding, and before you begin, it's a good idea to measure the circumference of the head, and you're going to add a few extra inches to account for the knots. I would add about 4 to 6 inches on each end to account for the knots, and then I'm going to show you how to cut the yarn at the end so that it makes that pretty kind of flower burst shape at the end to make the knot a little bit more decorative. So I'm going to go ahead and keep braiding mine, and we'll rejoin in just a moment. Okay, so I went ahead and I finished braiding, and I wanted to also mention that you want this to fit snugly on your head. So before you tie a knot into your headband, you're going to want to put it on your head and just make it where you tie the knot, just make it a hair smaller than your head circumference because you want it to fit snug. You don't want it to be slipping around or falling. And this is the second T-shirt yarn headband I've made, and I have found that this type of fabric really kind of grips the head pretty well. So it will stay on, but you do want it to have a snug fit. So what you're going to do is I have, about 4 inches or so on this end. So I'm going to cut the same length on this other end. Just cut these strands because we're going to tie them in a knot. Just like that. Okay, so now we can untape this side and we're ready to knot it. So just carefully lift your tape, and I'm holding this braid down so it doesn't come apart on me. So then we're going to take our 2 ends and just try not to twist them when you tie them in a knot. It looks very, very cute. Okay, so then we're just going to tie everything into a knot. So just wrap it around your fingers and then bring it through. So a lot of strands here, so just take your time with this part. Okay, so once you have your knot, it's kind of huge, you're just going to pull it as tight as you can and just try and incorporate all of those strands. Just get it nice and tight and firm. Get that knot as small and tight as you can so that when you wear it, it won't come apart. Okay, So the knot is part of the decorative element. Now, I wanted to mention, there are some tutorials out there where these two ends are sewn and then they kind of add a band to hide the mechanics. But I wanted to make this just a really easy no-sew project. It's perfect for kids. It doesn't require any really complicated skills. So then what you're going to do, once you get your knot tied, if you like this kind of wild ponytail look, you can leave that on there. But I'm going to tie everything, I'm going to trim everything shorter. So just trim your strands unless you like them long. And it kind of makes this little little flower burst type thing at the end. And you can swing that around to the back to hide it, or you can, wear the knot as, a decorative thing on your head. So that's it. Super easy, super fast, braided T-shirt yarn headband. So that's how you make the entire thing. And these are really fun. You can make a few. They're nice and cool and light. You can wear them by the pool. You can wear them to the beach. You can make one for a friend. This is a great project for kids or young adults to make. So that's how you make the braided T-shirt yarn headband. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure and click the subscribe button to get all the latest Fiber Flux video updates. Thanks again.